Bonjour mes amis, hi guys. I think there's a time in every man's life when he's gotta get a nice Rolex Datejust, preferably two-tone, especially if he's past 40, couple of kids, wife is bitching every day. You gotta release the pressure. And what better way than going down in the bowels of Hong Kong and try to find that special piece. Let's go. It's been a long week. My little one was quite sick, so I barely slept, keeping her company bedside. But she's resilient and back in top shape today. I've had Burger King for lunch with a little cheeky beer. It's time to release the pressure and take you through the busy streets of Hong Kong to scratch another itch of mine. Even checking out the Grail diver box last weekend couldn't heal my soul, so I'm taking you with me to King Fook Jewelry, one of those old gaudy jewels and watch chain stores today. Backtracking a bit, two-tone is back in fashion apparently, but in my case it's always been on the radar, sort of inside my DNA, probably because I'm a child of the 80s, that's got something to do with it. But my two-tone Seikos just don't do the trick anymore. So I gotta up the antes. I've considered everything: the Submariner, black or blue. They look amazing, but it's a bit bizarre to slap gold on a sports watch, and the modern lugs break the harmony of the design a bit. Of course, you can go for the older models, they look very good as well. But I kind of like the modern Rolex. I really like the clasp, I like the bracelets, the whole vibe, it works for me. Then you have the GMTs, considered sports but less so than a sub. That's a pretty good option. I've checked out at the Vintage Concept store, 16513 I believe, and it's cool, but the bracelets feels really dainty, flimsy, and quite stretched. They were asking a lot of money for that watch, and funnily enough, the bezel insert does not align well at all, which seems to be a recurrent pet peeve of mine these days. What else? What else is cool? The Yachtmaster 1 is definitely a great in between. I love it in the two-tone rose gold steel with blue dial and the red lettering version. I recommend you to check those out. They make a statement for sure. But at the end of the day, the two-tone belongs to the Datejust. There's no way around it. The Datejust can be dressed down and affordable in old steel. It can be sportier with the Arabic numerals. It can be on the wrist of Wall Street psychos as well. Check out this little hut on Pottinger Street. The old man has been there for years trading high-end watches, but on display you'll usually have more affordable, if you can call it that, models. There's a bluesy there, there's a Submariner, not cheap I have to say, and a bunch of Datejust ones. Here is a two-tone on my wrist. Yeah. If it had the gold dial, like the Patrick Bateman from American Psycho, I'd be into it. If I have to be perfectly honest, I'd rather wear my Seiko SNXJ 90 than this. They kind of look the same, and the Seiko is a lot harder to find, a lot more fun. Speaking of which, do you go Jubilee or Oyster bracelet? Well, in the case of the Datejust 2 that replaced the Datejust 1, you don't have the option, it was Oyster. The Jubilee was happily reintroduced with the current Datejust 41, which is the same 41mm diameter as the Datejust 2, but sports the new caliber 3235, with the main difference being the 70 hours of power reserve and also a few more patents, I believe. It means the Datejust 2 uses the old 3136, which makes it sound like a thing of the past, but let's face it, the 3135 and 3136 are excellent movements that have proven themselves. It's the It's the same that powers my Sea Dweller 4000, and it has great shock protection and keeps perfect time. The longer power reserve is nice, but who knows if it won't prove more fragile than the classic 48 hours barrel. Which takes us down to the very Hong Kong style building of King Fook Jewelry. I've been here a couple of times already to check out this watch. It's a big purchase. It's a very specific look that I'm going after. So what's going on here is that normally they only sell the Datejust 41, but this shop happens to have three different versions of the Datejust 2 left in store, all of them in two-tone, two of them with the Roman numerals and one with the Arabic. And that's the one that has really caught my fancy, especially because the numbers are loomed. So I'm not really gonna film inside, because just a little bit maybe, and I'm gonna speak more afterwards when I come out. Time to do the deed, guys. See you outside. Alright guys, and the deed is done. This is how you go and buy your first Datejust in Hong Kong. Yeah, I know it's a shocker. I'm sure many of you will think it's tacky and won't like it, but I think it's ultra boss and suits me really well. So yeah, on my left I have the new Datejust. I'm going to show you a bit more in detail in a minute. And on my right, I've got the Sea Dweller. So why I chose this one is because it has not rare but a bit unusual looms, as you can see, Arabic numerals. It's summertime here, it's crazy hot, you can't tell but it's crazy hot, really humid. So no more sleeves for the next 8 months, and so it's a good weather to wear this kind of watch. With the fluted bezel, two-tone, brand new, 5% off. Okay. Watching the air conditioning feels so good. Over there you got a Omega, Panerai, Visual Occult, BC, and a bunch of other brands, Cartier. Yeah, you might think this is my collection is becoming way too expensive if you've seen the SOTC video, but I'm gonna sell actually 10-12 watches right now. Not very expensive ones, except for the two Grand Seikos to finance this. And well, there you go, back to my building. I'm gonna stop filming now. Hey Pierce, how you doing? What are you wearing? Brioni. With the new Datejust. Well, it's not new at all. It's Datejust 2. So, been discontinued, I think, in 2016. Not sure how that shop, that AD authorized dealer, still had one, brand new. They just removed the stickers, and as you can see, there are still some stickers left. So I'm gonna remove that now. I'm doing this with my iPhone, so gonna have to put it down to do it. To the classic clasp, very simple. But it has the easy link. The sizing is perfect for me. I love the Rolex sizing. 2 links is what I remove on every model, and then I can just put a finger inside the clasp to have a bit of relief. And then if really my wrist swells up, I can just release the easy link, and you can adjust the anchor points inside. Some people ignore it and then they complain on YouTube. No problem. So this is the model that I chose. I wanted two-tone. I really like the Wimbledon dial, but this one really struck my fancy. Yes, it's black again. I would have liked to have a bit of color, but those numerals look so cool, The bezel is over the top. On the 36 millimeters, it was not so big. Now you have a big chunk of gold. You can always cash it in, in terms of trouble stuck in Thailand and you need to cash it out. This is one of the watches you can't deny, and you get at least its weight in gold. Well, half its weight. Is it heavy? No, it feels good. Lighter than my Sea Dweller, obviously. It's a very slim watch. It's a dress watch, but I think the dial makes it more sporty. So let's look at it in the dark. Yeah, look at those numerals. It's not that I'm gonna sleep with it, because I don't want to bang that gold. No, gold is malleable, so it's easy to scratch it and damage it. But look, even in the dark like this, it's just shine. A little bit of light, and the thing just reflects the light. Amazing. Yeah, I could have had a two-tone sports model, but two-tone with sports. A GMT, I guess it's okay. But to me, the Datejust, that's the one you want to get in two-tone. That's the classic. And with that dial, it's kind of sporty. Very cool. It's not stealth at all. It's just it's badass. Love it or hate it. I'm sure some will be like scratching their head, but I wanted something a bit flash in my collection, and I wanted it to be at the same time something a serious piece, with a very good movement that always keeps time. I'm gonna peel off the stickers and leave you with this shot of the Datejust. I think my next target will be next year, a Daytona two-tone possibly. Maybe a GMT. It's funny, I was telling the shop guys, all right, I buy this, been there in the shop for a while, but give me a call if you get the GMT. And they were like, no. we had one Pepsi so far. Can you imagine? A year later, one Pepsi, and the boss kept it to himself. Probably made a side deal. I told the guy, straight up, you're making side deals, right? Give me a call next time you get one, get a sports model, and I'll give you a kickback. That's how it goes everywhere. I think. I don't know if Rolex is really addressing this bullshit. I think they're just enjoying the publicity. All right, so long, and I'm gonna enjoy my badass Datejust 2, brand new steel and gold fluted bezel in your face.